morning. I'm Wendy Murphy from the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio. I'm the Associate Director of Business Solutions. And today, for our employer highlight, we will be talking to CIGNA. We have with us today Tony Titonis and Taylor Martin. They are both recruiters for CIGNA. And so first off, I would like to thank you for joining us. I really appreciate your time this morning. And one of the things that I wanted to add is that while I said I am with the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio, one of our functions is the oversight of the Ohio Means Jobs Columbus Franklin County Center. So many of you may know that that center helps people that are looking for employment, but also helps businesses that are looking for talent. So today we are going to talk to CIGNA about what the talent they look for and learn a little more about what it is that they do. So can you please tell me a little bit about CIGNA and where you are located? I'm not sure who wants to take this question.
I'll take that one. And thanks so much for having us this morning. So CIGNA is a health insurance company in Ohio. We are located in Grove City specifically. We have a fulfillment center based there. And then we also have several contact centers that have now moved to be fully remote. So any work with those locations would be a work from home position permanently.
Oh, great. I'm always interested to learn about work from home positions. I know I enjoy coming into the office, but I also like those days when I'm able to work from home. So what positions do you most frequently recruit for?
So I support the fulfillment center in Grove City specifically. Typically, we are hiring for pick packers, cherry picker operators, warehouse associates. And then from there, we promote into lead or more specialized positions from those entry roles. Tony, did you want to give an update on,
Sure.
on what you support?
So I absolutely. I support our call centers. As Taylor had mentioned, our call centers have gone work from home. So our call centers are member services. You would be working with our policyholders, helping them with their benefits, helping them get their prescriptions on time, answering basic questions that that people don't know about their benefits. You know, primarily, we don't really look at what our insurance covers until we need it. And then we're not sure where to go. So we do have agents online to help you with those questions.
I'm very familiar with that process. And you're exactly right. I have no idea what is covered, and I always call to ask. So I appreciate the staff that takes care of me and answers those questions. So my next question, I think, may be different for each of you. Can you tell me like what your pre-screening process is for individuals that you're looking to hire?
Sure. So I'll start off with more kind of general and what the fulfillment centers do. So we review all the applications that come into our online postings. Typically the recruiter, so Tony or I, will have a brief chat on the phone with qualified candidates, just to clarify any specifics about the position and make sure it feels like a good opportunity. And then from there, we would set up an interview with the hiring team, and that's all being done over the phone right now for all of our locations. From there, we would make an offer decision. And then if the candidate chooses to accept that, we would run a background check and a drug screen. The drug screen does actually include a nicotine screen that a candidate must pass in order to be hired. And then the background check and drug screen also must clear before a start date. So that typically takes about 2 weeks.
That's great information, Taylor. Thank you. Tony, is that the same process that you do for the call center?
Mostly. So the call center, to add to that, the call center does have an assessment. So once you apply, you will get an assessment sent to you. It is an online assessment that takes approximately 60 minutes to do. The assessment does test your customer service and computer skills.
Okay.
Because I handle work at home, the other pre-screening questions that I have are about internet capabilities at home, primarily if a candidate has like a Netflix or a Hulu or a Prime and can stream movies at their home with their home internet. They do have enough bandwidth to work at home in the call center.
This is great information. Thank you so much for sharing that. So with that being said, what is it that you look for in a new employee? I mean, what is desirable in a new employee? And I'm sure, as I said before, this is going to be different between the call center and the distribution center. So could you please both share what it is that you look for? I'm sure there's some commonalities too, but if you could share what it is that you look for.
Definitely some commonalities across, CIGNA in general. I'd say for the fulfillment center, our teams are really happy to train new hires and teach them the job, teach them the ropes while they're there. So we really focus on identifying hardworking and committed individuals who don't mind being on their feet for a good portion of the day. Working in a fulfillment center, it is a lot of walking and activity. So definitely something we look for. And also, wanting to make an impact for patients. Our fulfillment centers are specifically filling pharmaceutical orders that go to hospitals, specialty pharmacies, so that they can help their patients. So really looking for candidates that appreciate that and are open to making that impact as well.
Taylor, can I ask if I am someone that's going to graduate from high school this summer, would you consider me for employment, or do I have to have experience in warehouse distribution to be considered?
So definitely no experience is required. Obviously, it's great if you have an idea of the industry, but certainly not required. The main thing would be just you have a high school diploma. And then from there, we can definitely teach the skill set and the job once you're on site. That's
great. With anybody that's has graduated high school, I guess, with me not having kids in high school right now, I think they've already probably graduated. So it's great information to know that they can come and that they can apply for those jobs. Tony, what is it that that you find is a good fit?
So we look for people with customer service background. Now, I kind of want to get into that a little bit. Customer service background does include things like retail and wait staff. I talk to a lot of candidates that say, well, I was in the wait staff for 2 years and I didn't think that was valid. And it actually is exceptionally valid. Anytime you are dealing with customers, whether it's face-to-face or over the phone, we want to speak with you.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. I know that COVID really impacted people, the wait staff, and people in the service industry. So it's great that you pointed that out. I really appreciate you sharing that information. So let's say I get a job and I'm employed by one of you. What kind of development opportunities do you have for me once I'm employed with your organization?
So for CIGNA overall, we definitely have a lot of development opportunities. I think in terms of overall professional or personal development, we have an education reimbursement program. If you're a full-time employee and you've been with us for 6 months, you are eligible to apply for that education reimbursement to help continue your education. We also have an online learning and development portal that's accessible to all employees, has tons of courses to choose from within different functional areas, different soft skills you might want to develop for yourself. So that's a really great resource as well. And then maybe specifically for the fulfillment center in Grove City, we are really big on internal promotion and mobility. So most of the roles we hire into the facility are for our pick packers, our cherry picker operators, and then any inventory coordinators or specialists within receiving or leads. We typically look to our internal community to promote up into those positions.
That is great. And Tony, for the positions that you recruit for?
It's pretty much similar to Taylor's. We always look to hire from within. One of the, and I get this question a lot, and it really comes from the top. Our CEO has been with the company for over 20 years and worked his way up, and has really instilled moving people up within the organization. If you come in the call center, you would expect to have conversations with your manager on a quarterly basis about what skills you need to work on to get to the next level. There are a lot of online classes that you can take to help you get those skills to get up to the next level.
That's great to hear. I know that, a lot of people are interested in development and they want to know what their company can provide to them, so that once they're in your organization, if, they're a rising star, they want to make sure that there are opportunities for them. So one of the buzzwords we hear all the time now is company culture, and how important it is to individuals that a company have good company culture. Can you speak to your company culture? And I'm sure that there's some differences from work to home than there is in the distribution side. So if you could both please share your company culture.
Yeah,
Don't fight over the question.
I'll start with the fulfillment center. So I think specifically, because our group, they are on site, they are essential employees for us to have on site. They have been throughout the pandemic, which is incredibly important to us. So we are, always looking for ways to show how much we value their work and being there with us through that time. And also foster collaboration throughout the group. So I know specifically, some of the things they really love at that location are the rewards program that they have in place, so they can earn points toward different prizes and rewards. And then also lunch is actually being provided twice a week right now for the warehouse there. So definitely, just trying to keep a collaborative and motivated culture and help them to get through that day to day, especially when, some days are a little bit more challenging than others, these days.
Thank you. Tony, I'm sure it looks a little different because people are working from home. So if you could let us know what type of culture that is, and kind of what you do so that they can still feel like they're part of a team.
Well, and they are part of a team. So when we hire call center people, we hire them in classes. So we will hire 15 to 20 people at a time. So you are all together, virtually together through the entire training process and even afterwards. So there is a very big team culture. Managers have had to think a little bit out of the box to do some virtual events to get everyone together. But it is a very big team-oriented culture in the call center.
That's great. Thank you. So recently, we were made aware of an acknowledgement that CIGNA received. So can you tell me what kind? I'm sorry. Oh, it's echoing. I apologize. I thought one of you said something. So can you tell me a little bit about the practices that you have put in place to ensure greater equity?
Yes. So to your point, CIGNA was recently named as a best company to work for the LGBTQ equality by the Human Rights Campaign. So we're very honored to receive that. CIGNA is very committed to advancing a diverse and equitable and inclusive culture. So we're very excited about that. CIGNA actually has 11 employee resource groups, and our Pride resource group supports the needs and challenges of our LGBTQ+ community. So our employees and their families, our customers, our clients, and our allies. Pride is also providing resources for education, advocacy, and enforces or cultivates inclusion in the workforce, where employees are, empowered to bring their whole self to work.
First off, congratulations, and thank you for sharing that information. Tony, did you have anything to add to that before we move on to our next question?
No, I think Taylor hit the nail on the head with that.
Great, thank you. So what is your favorite thing about working for CIGNA?
I would say it's probably a tie between the people that I get to work with every day and the impact that we make on patients' lives. There is a real emphasis on working together towards that common goal and supporting our patients.
Great, thank you. And Tony?
I really love, because of the fact that call centers are typically early career positions, not always. I love the impact that I have on people's lives. I primarily, in many instances, either start a career or restart a career. And, I get to follow these people along in their career from this position to their next positions. But the impact that you have when you give a job offer to many people at this level is tremendous.
Great, thank you. And we do have a question in our chat. And you know what is so odd is I thought to myself, I forgot to ask each of you the shifts that you have available. And so thank goodness we have somebody in our chat that just asked that question. So can you tell me what shifts you have available for both for your distribution center and for your call center?
I can start this one. And I'm going to start it with not really answering it.
Hey, thank you very much.
Our shifts are really depending on business needs. So it really depends on what the business needs. Primarily, they are Monday through Friday shifts. They're, anywhere from 7 a.m., starting at 7 a.m. to ending at, they could end up to 11 p.m. We do offer shift differentials though. So if there is a later shift that starts after 11:30 in the morning, there is an additional 12% that is added to your hourly rate. We also sometimes have shifts that include a Saturday or Sunday, especially during open enrollment when we are busier. So from October to March, rotating weekends is a definite possibility.
Great, thank you.
For the fulfillment centers, so we are Monday to Friday as well. The pick packers, the outbound side of the process, which we're usually looking to hire into, they work 2 different schedules. So 11:30 to 8 p.m., 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m., and 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. We do also have some opportunities once you've come into the facility, learn the process and all that. There are potential opportunities to move to a 4-day, 10-hour schedule. And that's something we've relatively newly kind of put into place, that the team reviews, your performance and everything to see if that's an option. But typically 10 to 6:30 and 11:30 to 8.
Thank you. And okay, so I know what shifts we have now. I've learned about both of your organizations. Can you tell me how to apply?
Sure. Simply go to jobs.cigna.com. You can do a search by position or by location and see what positions there are available that would fit your needs or your skills.
And that's for either of the...
Yes, and I'll say too, because we do have so many work from home positions right now, if you do search work from home or virtual, any position that is available for that pops up as well.
Great. And so I am so excited. We have another question in our chat. And do you provide hardware for remote workers?
We do. We provide all the equipment. And I tell people, you could think of it this way. We don't want our members' medical information on someone else's computer. So we supply the computer, the headset, the monitors. The only thing that the worker supplies is their own high-speed internet.
Great, thank you. So do either of you have anything to add about CIGNA that you think would be beneficial to anyone watching this right now, or somebody that may be watching at a later time? Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I could add something. So CIGNA is it owns a few different companies. So with CIGNA comes Express Scripts and Health Springs. The opportunity for advancement with people is tremendous because you have 3 or 4 different companies to choose from. It is without a doubt the best company I've worked for, so I'm lucky that I can speak passionately about it. It is a great place to have a career. The one thing we didn't mention is that the company is also very, very cognizant and really wants work-life balance for everybody.
That's great to hear. That's really important. And I think that's something that's part of your culture. And I think that it's really important that you're paying attention to that and providing that to people that work for you. Taylor, did you have anything that you would like to add?
I think I would echo a lot of what Tony said. I absolutely love working for CIGNA. I feel very fortunate that I get to spend my day talking about the company and the opportunities we have, because I really think we do such a great job of encouraging our employees to advance their career. We give them the tools and resources to do that. And like Tony said, there are so many opportunities within the company. We have, several different business lines. If you're interested in pharmacy operations or more of the customer service side, or even working with Medicare, there are a lot of different opportunities to look into. So it's really great to get into the company, learn the process and how everything works, and take advantage of those resources to build your career.
Thank you. So I wanted to let everybody that's watching know that our next core hiring event is June 24th to the 26th. CIGNA will be participating in this core virtual hiring event. Job seekers can register on the Tuesday of that week, and you can register at omjcfc.org to join that event. And then I wanted to also mention that our next employer highlight is July 15th at 9 a.m. and our employer will be ARC Industries. So please plan on joining us for both of those events. And once again, I'd like to thank both Taylor. I think I tried to combine both of your names into one name. So I would like to thank both Taylor and Tony for joining us today. I think that it was great that we got information on 2 different careers with CIGNA. So I appreciate your time. And again, if anyone is interested in working for CIGNA, you can go online and you can apply for their positions. But if you'd also like to join during the core event on June 24th through the 26th, you can definitely do that. And they will have a booth in one of our pavilions, or actually they'll have a booth in 2 of our pavilions on that virtual job fair, and you can register on the 22nd of June. So thank you again. And thanks for joining us. And I look forward to our next highlight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Bye.